Traders around the world, welcome and gather round. This is the Notorious Watch List, and I am your host, the Option Addict from OptionAddict.net. Let's go ahead and get started. It's going to be a crazy week this week. Starting on Monday, we've got a Fed meeting that kicks off, and we'll come out with a result on Wednesday as to whether or not we hold or raise interest rates. They've, of course, indicated that they are no longer on their rate-cutting spree. So the question is do we raise or do we not? We've got a lot of earnings coming out this week from stocks like Walgreens, General Mills, Monsanto, Nike, Rite Aid, KB Homes, just to name a few. So it's going to be a pretty wild week. And not to mention, we finished off last week with a tremendous breakdown. I consider this kind of like a deal or no deal type thing where, you watch these people play and they're going for the million, but usually they have a safety net. They have that kind of a level of support where, hey, if they pick off the million, they still got a high number on the board. Well, you can see here the S&P kind of lost that safety net here, which was that 23% retracement line I've been talking about quite a bit here lately. It broke through that, so the next obvious place that we're heading towards is the lows. So I think you should bet on that here. If we do rally, we're likely to rally only up to this exact same point that we just came from. And after we get to that level, it's likely we're going to continue to fall. So from a technical perspective, this is really bearish. This means we're heading towards the lows. This means you should position your account accordingly. But as always, I've got stocks that are going to go up and going to go down no matter what the market does. So let's go ahead and start off with a few price patterns. A few of these are going to be carryovers from the last few watch lists, but don't hate the player, hate the game. We're going to start with Adobe, ticker symbol ADBE. And this is the head and shoulders pattern that we pointed out a while back, and you can see we're just slightly below that neckline. So if you took the trade here, look for a pretty big move to the downside. We're talking to the tune of about 4 or 5 points, which is pretty decent considering that this is a $40 stock. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. The next one we're going to go to is Tiffany. I haven't talked about this one. I actually got short this name and got out, but I'm looking to get back in again. We closed right at 45. I'm looking for a break below that level, and I'm looking for us to travel right down to about here, which is my target price. Call it 40, 41-ish, right in that neighborhood. Next, I'm going to look at CAM. I actually like this trade. This is kind of similar to the old FDS trade that we looked at a couple weeks back, where you've got the triangle forming, you're at support, you could take the trade here, and if it breaks down below this level, you could take a small loss. But what you're doing here is you're anticipating a breakout. So let's say you take half a position here, when it breaks out, you add. That's what I've been doing quite a bit here, and it's been working really well. Next is a stock I've been bearish on for quite a while, and I'm going to continue to get bearish on. It's that CMG. This right here gave me a good opportunity to buy more puts. To me, it looked like the day before we could have put in a potential bottom, but now that we're rolling over, you can see the triangle starting to form here, which is typically a continuation pattern within the context of a trend like this. I took half a position here right at about 90. If it breaks below that, I'm going to add. I'm going to be in full steam. Next, we're going to look at ticker symbol FTI, which is FMC Technologies. You can see the pattern here. Again, I like the idea of taking half here at a support level. It's easy to manage. If it breaks down, you get out. And when it breaks, if it does, you add on the breakout. Very, very simple strategy. Same thing can be done here with Swift Energy, ticker symbol SFY. However, we bounced off that level really hard on Friday, which is pretty curious, seeing that the overall market pretty much crashed. I like the volume behind this move. I know it's going to break out, so I'm looking to buy this on Monday. Next is Sohu. That was in the running for trade of the week last week. It's going to be hard to beat this. However, I think this part is just now getting started. You can probably watch for a little bit of a sympathy rally right back here to 75. And if it gets there, you're going to want to take advantage, because the way this pattern measures up is we're talking about a 15-point drop to the downside, which puts this stock right at about $60 per share, right down here. That's going to be the ultimate target price for this thing in about a month. So I like it. I'm long puts in this stock. You all know that. I talked about this last week. So this is something to keep an eye on. If it rallies, get long some puts. Next is Joy Global. Call me crazy on this one, but I see a little bit of a topping pattern. I think I might try to scalp a few points here. As of the open on Monday, I'll buy a few puts, see how it holds. But I'm looking for a drop down to about 75, 6, 7 points. I like that for a $70, $80 stock. So that's where I'm going. Next is Fastenal. You guys will remember this from last week. But you can see here the plan worked. I talked about buying off the bounce here. It's rallied up. It's still within the middle of this triangle here. When and if it breaks, keep in mind, this is telling us right here that we're going to see about a 7-point move to the upside. And if you bought here at 47, you're up about 1.5 points so far, which is pretty good. So continue to watch this. I like this on the breakout, which is where I'm going to add. Next is the Head and Shoulders formation in BHP. You can probably anticipate here like we did in Sohu and maybe take half a position if it confirms right past 80. Add to that position because based on the pattern here, we're talking about a 15-point drop counting down from 80. Next is BBG, Barrett Bill Corporation, and this is in the old driller slash development companies. And looking at this here, again, we got the pattern. We're at support. I like the idea if support holds. It's a great place to buy half and add on the breakout. You guys are probably sick of hearing this by now. I'm going to look at Nucor, ticker symbol NUE. This is going to kind of speak for the whole steel industry, which I talked about on the blog last week. I actually did a post calling these out because you can see all the price action in all these stocks, whether you look at MTL or AKS or any of them. They're all starting to consolidate here a little bit. Now, being that this pattern right here, this can confirm a break to the upside or the downside. So what I'm watching is to see which way it breaks. If it breaks up, I buy calls. If it breaks down, I buy puts. The reason I haven't really got into this, I've got a big position in AKS, a long position. I haven't started to take any of these to the downside because I'm not trying to pairs trade a position I'm already in. So watch these for breakouts, whether they be up or down. I think there's going to be some pretty strong movements out of steel. Next is ENER, and I talked about getting long this name on the bull flag breakout, and it's retraced a little bit. I think you can give this up to as much as 75. I still like it here. I love the stock. You can see after flag breakouts, it might bounce back and forth for a few days, but ultimately the stock just likes to go higher. So watch this name. I'd have a stop below 75, and I'd be pretty loose with that because you can see intraday, it's a pretty volatile stock. Next, CNW, symmetrical triangle. We're banging up against the resistance area. Since we're too far away from support, I would just wait for the breakout to occur before taking this trade. Few others. I got a couple more flags here. FMC, you can see after a nice little run up, it's starting to consolidate here. Watch for a breakout to the upside before you get long this name. And last but not least is SWSI. Same thing, got a nice little flag breakout. If it retraces, good, because overall we're looking for a move to about 34. And being that it's right at about 32, we're kind of right in between a good risk reward. So watch for a pullback. If you get it, I would get long. Now, as always, I got a few dips, rips, breakouts, and breakdowns. I'm going to throw that at you, so heads up. And as you go forward, folks, I think the story remains the same. I think you got to watch the energy and the commodity plays. And if you're looking to get short this market, the groups that are going to lead you there are airlines, casinos, dry shippers, banks, and China. In fact, if you take a look at any bank right now, the one I've been following lately is XL Capital. A lot of these stocks are getting right back down towards relative lows. And whether it be Principal Financial Group, PFG, Prudential, PRU, Citigroup, ticker symbol C, State Street, that's one that I'm watching, ticker symbol STT, Freddie, Fannie, they all look like hell. So make sure you're watching these stocks as they approach their lows. When they break, I think this is going to offer a great opportunity and a great way to manage risk on some short positions or put positions. Well, folks, that wraps it up for me. It's going to be one hell of a week. We're looking at a technical Armageddon from the charts perspective, and we also got a Fed announcement coming up this week and a lot of important earnings announcements. So make sure you are aware of the circumstances. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up tonight, folks. So good luck on Monday and happy trading. Again, that's been my watch list. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Easy, guys. I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except once my pants are on, I make gold records.